3. The end in shoddy, shady sound and beautiful HD video. Here we're fighting Dracula in his first form. Each time he stops, he puts out 2 small pillars of flame and then 1 large pillar. Timing is crucial to get out of the way of the large pillar, and you also have to be moving when the 2 small pillars come up to avoid having them come up too close to you. You can avoid him while he's incorporeal there. Let's get out of his way. This first form is pretty easy. Getting through him. Knock him out. Second form, not so easy. He becomes this head thing. This battle is going so quickly it's hard to talk too much about what's going on, but our house is just about empty. We are 4 days away from being officially outsy of the house. It's pretty crazy. One of the tough things about this guy, you can't avoid him when he pins you down in corners and he spits that goofy stuff, so it's hard to avoid taking a hit. Things pretty crazy around here. We just visited family this weekend and we had a wonderful time celebrating family, seeing everybody, getting a chance to catch up with all our loved ones. One more-ish time before we head out. We've got our road trip coming up here in just a few days, but before that we got to get the house closed on, so we're getting everything cleaned up. Some of those things you don't think about. Tonight is the night before our very last garbage day before we are totally out of the house. So we're trying to get every bit of stuff that we can out of here in the trash so that there isn't a big pile to try to dump off on our neighbors when we have to go there. Coming up, to spare you massive save state use. We're going to pretend I beat that form and have almost beat this third form. You see me start using save states here. It took me a long time of fighting and recording to get to where we are right now. To spare you all of that, we are on his third form, in which he moves 2 platforms around, shoots the lasers out of his hands, and you've got to get up there and hit him in the top of the head. Here we wait till the platforms come back down, collect the orb after beating Dracula, end of the fight. Now we get to enjoy these sweet, sweet rewards. That is a sweet, sweet reward, if you ask me. So as I'm sitting here in a camp chair, thinking about when I started playing this game, it seems like 6 weeks or 6 years ago, playing this game, getting it recorded, getting it out and on the internet as part of our blog. It's a little bit bittersweet because we're heading out for a month-long road trip in which my video game time will be drastically reduced, probably reduced to 0. So we won't be able to see any of these videos until we are in a different continent, 6 time zones away from where I sit right now. While we listen to this wrap-up music, we'll wax nostalgic about the home we're in. I'm in the camp chair right where our comfy couch used to sit. We have a television that used to be sitting on an upturned bucket, but then we are using the bucket for something else, so the TV had to sit on the floor now. And TV will be gonzo within the next 48 hours. We're just using it to keep our eye on the news and the weather for the last little bit of our residence here. End of the game. I don't know if you read all of the epilogue text there. I read it a long time ago. Now we get to see the cast. We ran into Sypha. Earlier we saw Grant, who this game calls the Acrobat. I'm sure that's not the English text that they were shooting for. That was just the closest word they had in the translators of 1990. Alucard is Adrian F. Tepesh, who supposedly is the son of Vlad Tepesh, the real-life character upon whom Dracula is apparently based. I can't wait to hear what the audio sounds like on this using my Windows Movie Maker without the narrate timeline on the Microsoft Sound Recorder. Here we have Trevor Belmont, named Help Me, if you remember a long time ago, to get 10 lives for continue. That's what I added in as the name for the code. We'll let the music wrap things up. And that brings us to an end of Castlevania 3. And as most games, the end turns very quickly into the beginning. Here we start with beginning of the game with all the stats we had before.